should we take an issue with Justin Herbert being ranked higher than Jalen Hurts and Tua Tagovailoa in the NFL top 25, under 25 list? And whoever want to kick us off, go right ahead.
I would do it, man. I'll do the honors because I don't know what the criteria is, man. What the heck is going on here? No disrespect to Justin Herbert. We know he's fantastic talent, young man. Respect him. He can do anything. He can make all the throws, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Did the man make the playoffs? No, he didn't. Do we know how he play under pressure? No, we don't. So I judge people like that. That's always been my criteria. Winning. And I know it's a team sport. Winning. If I don't see you in a winning situation and you're winning playoff games, it's hard for me to judge you because I watch great players in every single sport. When the postseason come around, they play different. I've seen people crack under pressure. Great superstar athletes with all the talent in the world. I saw them crack under pressure in the playoffs. Okay, so I don't know what the criteria is. Is it, oh, wow, this is what we think his potential is going to be in the next 10 years, or what they accomplish, or a combination of both? So when I look at the list and I see Michael Parsons on the list, and he's ranked in the teens somewhere, I don't know the exact number.
No, I think he ranked number one.
He was ranked number one?
He was ranked number one.
Really?
I believe so.
I must have saw a different list.
Yeah.
The list I saw, excuse me, the list I saw, Michael Parsons was in the teens. But you know what? Let's say for argument's sake, he's ranked number one, which should be. Oh, man.
You good, cuz?
My bad. I'm good?
Yep.
You're good. Which should be ranked number one, because that was going to be my point. That Michael Parsons is showing the best as far as potential, right? To be like the best player of anybody under 25. We got Lamar Jackson. I think he's 25 years old. I think he was on the list. Was Lamar Jackson on this list?
Yeah.
I saw Lamar Jackson at 25. He was on the list. They had him right behind Justin Herbert.
Okay.
So I got, my bad. I got a different list than y'all got. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
But you know, they had Lamar Jackson on the list also behind Justin Herbert, and Lamar Jackson was the MVP. Now I'm not sure if that was your list, but to put it to your question, should we have issues with him being behind what's Tua and Jalen Hurts? I think he's better than Tua and Jalen Hurts. No disrespect. I think he's better than both of them. But both of them right now is going to the playoffs. So we will learn a lot about Tua and Jalen Hurts coming up in the near future, because they both going to, and actually Jalen Hurts plays in the playoffs last year, but they both going to the playoffs. Justin Herbert got to get his team to the playoffs. We can't keep waiting year in and year out on this potential, and his team's not going to the playoffs. I know it's a team sport. I know he had injuries. You can say coaching. We can say a lot of things, but I need to see you get to the playoffs, bro. If you don't get to the playoffs, how can I really put you in there as this great, phenomenal superstar? I can't do it, especially at quarterback. You know what I mean? When you got a lot of control, a lot of influence over football games. So as a quarterback, I'm judging you from postseason. Okay? I said on this show maybe a week ago or 2 weeks back that I want to see Patrick Mahomes win a big road playoff game before I start giving him an upper entourage archy, because I judge people on playoffs. I watched Tom Brady go on the road and win playoff games. I watched Peyton Manning go on the road and win playoff games. You know what I mean? I want to see you do these type of things before I start giving you that type of level of appreciation. I cannot appreciate Justin Herbert until I see him play in playoff football games. Okay? Now, do he got more talent than Tua? Do he got more talent than Jalen Hurts? Right now, I would say yes. But both of them are going to the playoffs. That might change after the season.
I want to disagree real quickly here, Zay, as you fixing your mic and all that. I disagree because I think that they got it right, ranking Justin Herbert higher than Jalen Hurts and Tua. Now, let me make this point of emphasis here. First of all, I don't know what the Chargers are doing this year. You know, I think the coaching staff remains a problem. Okay, they're very unaggressive. They lost some of that aggressiveness this year. Maybe Justin Herbert's injury. A lot of injuries. They only averaging 6.5 yards per attempt. A lot of dink and dunk. They're doing a lot of dink and dunk. If you watch the Chargers the last couple of weeks, it's dink and dunk to Eckler. You know, very dink and dunk. It's not like Justin Herbert the first couple of years where he's throwing down the field. I don't know what's going on. And this is not a quarterback that doesn't have arm strength. This guy got a rocket. So they got to fix that. and especially in situational, right? That's Joe Lombardi, intel. He's the one that calls the plays offensively. So that's
Right.
his intel. But Brandon Staley, even from a situational intel, which he oversees, right, to go forward on fourth downs, that has been shattered. Y'all shattered this man in the media, and it's affecting the team. It's affecting Justin Herbert's development. Now, Cuzzo, you may have made a solid point, right? If I could call it solid. When you said, the playoffs and, well, Tua hasn't made the playoffs. So I'm guessing you trying to
Right.
compare Hurts and Herbert here. But remember, the first 2 years, Justin Herbert came into the scene like Patrick Mahomes, 4,000 yards first year. Mike Williams wasn't there. Keenan Allen wasn't there. How ironic they're not here now, even though Keenan Allen came back last week, right? You get my point, okay? First 2 years, amazing, right? Top 10, I believe his first year, he was top 10 in passing yards, and he would start the whole year. I think he came in like week 2, week 3, whatever,
Week
right?
two. Week two.
But look at Jalen Hurts' first couple years. Look at Tua's first couple years. Jalen Hurts' first 2 years. Let's talk about that. He came in for Carson Wentz, middle of the year. Didn't
Yeah.
look that great, but you can't judge that. Okay, cool. Last year, terrible from his perspective, from an individual standpoint. They got something going in the running game. Tua, last year, terrible. The year before that, so, but I need to see more. So Justin Herbert has burst onto the scene like Mahomes. He's been doing it from the very beginning. Now, you look at their ecosystems. Jalen Hurts, good coaching. Nick Sirianni is a bit underrated. He should have had some coach of the year praise last year. He definitely should have it this year. Okay, they have AJ Brown, they have weapons, they have they have the best team in football on paper. Okay, that's Jalen Hurts ecosystem. Tua, a massive genius, and Mike McDaniel that nobody knew about. They just laughed at his personality in the media, and he's coming over here, and he's like this Nostradamus of the NFL. Okay, this guy's scheming guys open. You get Tyreek Hill, you get Jalen Waddle, you got the weapons. They have the most explosive offense because of that. No shots at Tua. He's doing a great job this year too. But look at Justin Herbert's ecosystem. Terrible coach, okay, who should have a career in politics, not in the NFL. Okay, I always said that he should run for president. Brandon Staley for president, not for NFL coaching standards. Okay, terrible offensive coordinator. Weapons are never there if they are, right? Offensive line stinks because of injuries. This team stinks because of injuries. They mismanage injuries. That's why guys get their lungs punctured. And listen, it's terrible over there. Get Justin Herbert out of there. So I'm gonna go with him being the best quarterback. I think they got it right because they realize the eye test. They see the eyes, right?
Right.
Or the eyes see the field, and
Right.
they know that he's the most talented guy out of the group.
Um, you know, I think it was fair for me. Let me just answer the question. I think it was fair for Tua to be over. I mean, excuse me, whoa, to Justin Herbert to be over Tua, ranked or higher than Tua than Jalen Hurts. I think when you look at Jalen Hurts, his inconsistency of throwing the football before Nick Sirianni, even like last year during the first year of Nick Sirianni, we saw there was a lot of inconsistencies in his passing game, and I think even this year there's still inconsistencies, but the defense has been a lot better. The running game has been stout, with especially him being able to run the football as well as he could with Miles Sanders. I'm missing the other running back. I think it was Kenneth Gainwell. I think it was somebody else. I forgot who the other running back was in Philly. But
Yeah,
they
Kenny
have a
Gainwell.
solid running system. They have a solid running system.
Mm-hmm.
The pass, he could be a better passer. I think that would be the drop back in why you put Justin Herbert over him, because as a quarterback, the one as a pocket presence, guy who could throw the football, pinpoint accuracy, you put Herbert over Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is more of an improviser. I'll say that. He's able to improvise even when things are not showing in front of him. He's able to move around the pocket, move out the pocket, get out of harm's way. Tua, he's a bum. I'm not acknowledging. I'm not acknowledging Tua. The guy they went on a 5-game win streak. ESPN's talking about, the Dolphins are the best team in the NFL. They played 5 horrible defenses, 5 defenses that were ranked 25th and higher in pass defense. I'm not even trying to comprehend what they're talking about when they say Tua is all this. He's having a good season. Okay, he's taking advantage of a lineup of a schedule that favors his team. He was a favorite to win majority of the games this season thus far. I'm not giving him high praise because he gets 1 touchdown on 150 yards every other game. Like that's not. I'm not praising him for that. That's okay. That's cool. But the Dolphins are playing weaker teams on a week-to-week basis. They're not playing good teams on a week-to-week basis. Their schedule favors them. Tua shouldn't be on the list, to be honest, because the last couple of seasons, he's been terrible. It's just what it is. He hasn't been a good football quarterback. They were saying before the season, coming into the season, that this is his only year to have a redemption year so he could stay in the league. Because if he would have had another year like last year, he would have been out the league. So I'm not going to put him in that top 25 because he's having a solid season, because you want to put Waddle and Tyreek Hill in the same field and say, yeah, not any quarterback could do that. You could put any quarterback in this league. You could put Zach Wilson on the Dolphins right now, and he'll have a good year too. That's just how it's going to be. It looks bad right now that Tua is getting all this praise for being this whatever world-class quarterback they're calling him, because they have two of the fastest receivers in the football league, in the football field, and a coach that knows how to open the field. I'm not even trying to hear Tua right now. I'm a headache. This list, it's a lot of question marks. It's a lot of things when you look, you puzzle your head, because they even got Trevor Lawrence up there, and people were calling him a bust. At one particular time, they're saying that he hasn't been playing like a number one selection quarterback, and the fact that he's on the list, I think it was just because he wasn't that high of a pick, that they have to kind of give him something, because he hasn't been playing like a top 25, under 25. Lamar Jackson wasn't on the list actually when I checked, because he's 25 exactly. So because he is technically not under 25, they didn't put him on the list, and they didn't put I think Minka Fitzpatrick either, who's also 25 on the dot. Yeah. So they both just turned 25. So they were on the list last year, but not this year, because they're not under 25 technically. So that was the I guess the drawback. But yeah, I think you put Justin Herbert over Tua and Jalen Hurts right now, just because of the talent. Justin Herbert as a quarterback is a very talented quarterback. No one can doubt that. Brandon Staley's literally diminishing his value on a week-to-week basis because his play calling has been terrible. Brandon Staley's play calling has been so bad, we're starting to question of Justin Herbert as a quarterback. That's how bad Brandon Staley play calling has been. And that's not cool at all. So yeah, for me, I think it was fair to rank Herbert over Hurts and Tua.
I agree with that. I think it is fair. But what I say to everybody is, before we give Justin Herbert these flowers that everybody want to rush them because of the eye test, you got to be in postseason play. It just have to happen. Tony Romo was a phenomenal regular season quarterback. I watched the dude in the playoffs. He stinks. Okay, you gotta fail postseason before we can have praise. You compared him to Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was making the playoffs, bro, and he was winning playoff games. So I can give him some flowers. I saw the man play under pressure his first 2 years in the playoffs. Whether he won or not, he was in the playoffs, playing in playoff games, playing well. I need to see you do that before I rush to the forefront. So what happens this year is Tua and Jalen Hurts is going to have an opportunity to play in the playoffs. That's what it looks like, especially Jalen Hurts. An opportunity to say, I don't know if Justin Herbert is better, because I'm watching him play against competition at the finest time under pressure in the playoffs. That means more to me than any regular season stat. I want to see winning time. And when you play well in winning time, you always going to earn my respect. Unfortunately, he don't have good coaching. Unfortunately, his team get injured, whatever the situation may be, bad organization, whatever it is. Matthew Stafford dealt with that for a decade. I get it. But you got to get in the playoff before we validate you. Matthew Stafford went to the Rams. We validated him right away. He won a Super Bowl. That's just how it works. I don't give you flowers until you are under pressure. Okay? That's it.
I mean, to be fair, this is a list under 25 years old. Chances are they ain't win nothing yet. Okay,
Yeah,
if you go to Mahomes, he's probably the only one that I could remember in recent memory who has won a championship that young. So this is a list catered to talent more so than the individual accolades, because you're under 25. Chances though you just got drafted. It's year 2 or 3, right? You haven't won a championship. Lamar Jackson hasn't won a championship. These guys haven't won championships. It's been Mahomes, Brady, right? Who was the last quarterback that went under 25 not named Mahomes? A Super Bowl.
Playoffs?
Who?
That went to the playoffs? I didn't say
not went to the playoffs, but won championships.
You don't have to win a championship. You can actually lose the playoff game and play well. Joe Burrows took his team all the way to the Super Bowl last year. I got mad respect for Joe Burrows right now, because he showed me he can do it in playoff games.
Yeah, and that's why he's ranked. He's on the list, right? He's ranked higher.
Right, but
I'm guessing he's on the list.
I'm not saying win a Super Bowl. I'm saying I gotta see you in that situation.
All right, all right, all
I,
right. So, okay, okay, fine, 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 fine. All right, perfect. Talk about playoffs. Okay, Tua, did he make the playoffs? Nope.
I said he got.
Jalen Hurts, did he make the playoffs last year? Once. The wild
I,
card got bombarded out of there.
I
Didn't even belong there.
That's the point. I said I agree with that, but they going to get opportunities where I might change my point. I
I
just
mean, all right. So this list came out at the end of the year. Then that's a different conversation because they have those accolades. What if the Eagles lose every single game? I mean,
I,
they probably still gonna make the playoffs, right? But
all
if
I'm
they
saying,
lose every single game, like they could go on a listen. We don't know. Injury can happen. They could lose every single
what
game.
what what's this year for? This is year 3 for Justin Herbert.
This is year 3 for Justin Herbert.
He got to make the playoffs. B. When he gonna do that?
He might do it this year. They're 6-5. Who knows?
Nah, he ain't doing it this year.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of injuries and all that. But let's move on here. In this exact conversation, I do want to mention Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase because Justin Jefferson was
Oh,
the highest ranked wide receiver on this list. Do you agree with that? Or should Jamar Chase be ranked higher than Justin Jefferson? Whoever
uh,
want to answer.
yeah,
Um, I want to say it's a tough one. It's a 1A 1B scenario. Both guys high octane. Both guys have really great footwork. Have great hands. I'm gonna go correct. Justin Jefferson deserves to be number one ranked receiver. The man is explosive. He's been doing it for a longer time than Jamar Chase thus far, a little bit longer than Jamar Chase. So we've seen more. We have more samples to take from a Justin Jeff than a Jamar Chase. Even though Jamar Chase had an outstanding rookie year, literally put the offense on his back, you could say, with Joe Burrows, and led them to the Super Bowl appearance. And but Justin Jefferson, he's if it wasn't for Kirk Cousins' days of just being inconsistent, showing that he's more Jay Cutler than Kirk Cousins, that we could have seen more of Justin Jeff. But he's been improving every year, even though he's been electric and amazing every season since he's been in the NFL. And he's only getting better, which is scary because you just think like he's amazing now. How much more could he be next season? He's probably going to show another element to his game that we haven't seen, and that's how electric Justin Jefferson is. I think Jamar Chase, when he came in this year, he gave us the same explosiveness, same game as last year, and I think it's being read a little bit more than now than what people anticipated last year, and the people are starting to expect more the same level of Jamar Chase, which is defense are preparing for. But Justin Jefferson is able to adapt and adjust through the games, able to just move around and alternate when defenses are showing him something a little different, which gives Kirk Cousins a little more ample time to get open, get his act together on the football field because he's getting me sick to my damn stomach. But Justin Jefferson is, I think, clear ranked number one. I think it's fair to put him over Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's 1A, 1B. I think the 1A has some separation though. But look, Justin Jefferson is a guy that you can move him around. Like I thought he was a slot receiver when he first came into the league. You can move him to the outside, you can move him in the slot. And he's being double teamed a lot. Guys they double teaming this man, and yet he's still making plays, even if he has one dud because of the coverage, right? And guys just making sure that Kirk Cousins flock elsewhere, right? To Adam Thielen, KJ Osborne, whatever. He'll come in the next game, same coverage, and drop 100 yards on you. 9 catches, 8 catches. Listen, he's ever since he came into that league, and I remember they traded Stephon Diggs, who's another possibly top 5 wide receiver. I think he's top 5 wide receiver. And they traded him, and we was like, yo, are they gonna get a wide receiver that can even replace half of that production that was left behind? And he did more than that. Like, we was like, oh my gosh, he might actually be better than Stephon Diggs. So I think that's a testament to his skill set. I think that's a testament to him being ready day one and just putting up numbers. Like right now, he keep this up, bro. He gonna be a Hall of Famer by next year. Like he keeps up this pace. He's really good. And no shots at Jamal. Jamal right there. Jamal, look, yards per average went up last year for the Bengals. And Joe Burrow, we know he could throw the rock, but until he got Jamar Chase is when that offense opened up. We know that he's very great with the ball in his hands. That's very underrated about him. Everybody thinking he's this home run guy. You get him the ball, he can make a lot of yards after the catch. He's very underrated in that aspect. So he's another stud. And the fact that they were both on the same team with Joe Burrow, I keep going back to that LSU team, bro. There's a reason why they went undefeated. Go ahead, cuz.
Yeah, listen, y'all got it right. Jefferson, man. And the biggest handicap is Joe Burrows and Kirk Cousins. I mean, that's just you could right there. Once you make that point right there, it's going to be Jefferson all day. This dude is phenomenal. The numbers that he's putting up, like I said, with the double coverage and still putting up numbers. Jamar Chase, when he was getting double teamed, I saw him struggle a little bit, and he didn't figure out the Rubik's Cube fast enough. But Jefferson, he's figuring it out really fast, like you said, week to week or game to game or in game, and he's still very productive with Kirk Cousins. He's just super explosive. This dude is phenomenal. But I just want to throw a third guy out there, man. Y'all ain't mentioned our man A.J. Brown, and he's on the list too. I mean, he's under 25. Nobody talking about my guy, but hey, I'm cool with that. Just saying.
I mean, I think I'm trying to think on my head the age. That's a hard proposition for me to expand on because I'm trying to think of the age younger than 25 guys that I would put over him. I don't know. I can't answer that off top. Like I know in general speaking, I don't think he's a top 5 wide receiver or top 7 in general. Like, I think he's there. Like he's like 12, 13, but AJ Brown.
Nah, come on, man. Top 10. Stop this madness.
No. Off the top of my head. Off the top of my head, right? I did a receivers list. I don't think I have it on file. I got Justin Jefferson. I got Cooper Kupp, number 2. I got Jamar Chase, number 3. No, I'm bugging. Tyreek Hill, I gotta give him some love, bro. What am I doing? No order. Jefferson, Tyreek, Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams, that's 4. Devontae Adams, that's 4. What am I missing here? Say, help me out. Mike Evans, Mike Evans or AJ Brown? Let's do this game. I like to play this game. Mike Evans or AJ Brown? Who are you taking?
Are we talking about? Wait. So are we putting an AJ Brown over a healthy DeAndre Hopkins?
No, I'm taking D Hop. I'm taking D Hop. D Hop or AJ Brown? Who are you taking?
I'm taking AJ Brown, and no disrespect to D Hop. I mean, he's a beast. But I think we underestimate AJ Brown because he have yet to play really with a real good thrower of the football. Like he never really played with a great thrower of the football. So I'm watching it from a different perspective. But his game in the red zone, how strong he is, and over the middle, his yards after catch is freaking phenomenal. It's second to none. Red zone, uncoverable. He's uncoverable in the red zone. He's too strong. When he go over the middle, yards after catch, he's strong. This dude is strong, and he remind me of T.O. Every time I see that dude play, he remind me of T.O.
That's a fair comparison. I mean, he does more than D Hop, but D Hop, you throw it his way, he catching it.
I know.
He's a catching magnet.
I give you that.
So it's like I slightly take D Hop, but it's closer than what I expected now that you broke it down. AJ Brown or Deebo Samuel? Who we taking?
You know what? I'm gonna go Debo for the reason being you could put him anywhere on a football field. Like, that's the only reason. But if you talking about like if it was staying at the receiver position, I'm going AJ just because AJ the thing is teams like when they try to defend AJ, they don't understand how strong the man is. The man is built. So on top of the speed, he's able to get to his spots. He could go up with anybody. So you're gonna have to double him if you don't. Then you're going to be stuck out there in the island with A.J. Brown who can muscle you out your position and muscle you out away from even swatting the ball down and bringing it down and catch. So that's why you go A.J. at the receiver position, but you go Debo because you could play him anywhere and you can put him at the running back, you put him at the slot, the line up with a linebacker, you put the running back, the line up with a linebacker, do a pass play, and now he's out there escaping everybody. And it makes the whole field easier. But when you talk about just out there at the wide out position outside the numbers, him or A.J., I'm going A.J. That's not even close with.
That's a perfect breakdown, Zay. Perfect breakdown.
I agree. As a literal, your natural position, wide receiver, I'm taking AJ Brown. But the fact of the matter is, Debo can do so much more. He's a hybrid guy. He can play tailback. I'm taking Debo. I'm taking Stephon Diggs, of course. Yeah, I think Mike Evans. Nah, I'll take AJ Brown over Mike Evans. What about Chris Godwin?
Chris Godwin, he's talented. I like him, but he's not AJ Brown yet.
I agree.
He's not AJ Brown yet. He got great footwork. He got great footwork. He got good hands. We know what he could do on the football field, but I haven't seen them. I haven't seen him yet lined up as the wide receiver one against the court, the CB one in those particular situations. When you got Mike Evans across field from you, and you got weapons all around the field, it kind of deters what Chris Godwin could do, and it takes away from his game because Chris Godwin is not a bad receiver. He's actually really good. He's really
He's underrated.
and I think
He's
if you put him on
definitely
a different
underrated.
team when he's the wide receiver one, you'll see how talented, how great he really is. But right now, we've seen AJ Brown as the wide receiver one on a stack team, currently on a stack team, and he's still showing out. And I think you got to put AJ above Chris Godwin only because we haven't seen enough sample size of Chris Godwin being that wide receiver one.
I mean, I think Chris Godwin was underrated about him is his blocking. Forget about the catching yards after the catch. His blocking is amazing. And then you got the yak. Okay, and then you got the deep. He catch it deep too, so he can do a whole lot of things. It's closer than what people may think off the top of the head, right? Being that I watch Chris Godwin a lot more, I see him and I see the things that he do. One more. I'm gonna just throw one more. Keenan Allen or AJ Brown?
I'm taking AJ.
AJ, because Keenan can't stay healthy on the field at all.
I mean, from a health perspective, yeah.
From a health perspective, but even then, like you talk about healthy Keenan Allen, his shiftiness is crazy. He's probably one of the most underrated. He has one of the most underrated footworks in the NFL.
He's the best route runner in the league, in my honest opinion. Like when healthy,
he's really, really great.
You know what it is? It's like it's the fear factor. If I playing on the defensive end, I'll be more scared of AJ Brown than Keenan Allen.
I think from a physical perspective, yes, but from like a route running, like he can always get open, Keenan Allen, when he wants to. So it's like he'll put the fear in you from a route running perspective, right? Because you think you got him, but he found the open gap in the lane and he's catching it, right? So yeah, but I take AJ Brown. I agree.